x equal r cos theta. Now if you write the what is cos theta, of course, x by r, no? Cos theta equal x by r. Therefore, x equal cross multiplication, x equal r cos theta, y equal r sin theta. Then replace those values. X for x you can write r cos theta. So y you can write r sin theta. Finally, complex number become r cos theta times j sin theta. When expressed in this way, we say that the complex number in polar form. Right? Engineers often use notation r theta, right? R theta. Sometimes, in some of the exercise used in this note, of course, sometimes use the r comma theta in the coordinate fashion also, right? Can you understand what I'm saying? R theta in this particular form, or you can just write within brackets, or square bracket normally use r comma theta. Same complex number is r cos theta j sin theta. Complete one. Slowly scrolling sides. Polar form of complex numbers will continue. Clearly, the above process works both ways so that given complex number in polar form can be rewritten in Cartesian form. That's the conversion. Remember, that's the conversion. When the complex number given in Cartesian form, that can be converted to the polar form. Where complex number given in polar form can be converted to Cartesian form. Therefore, the angle theta is 225. Remember, you can measure the angle in the other way also, because the angle, if the point is in the second, third quadrant, you can measure the angle other way also, minus 135. Right? See the argument 225 one way, that is 180 plus 45. Other way minus 135. No harm. You can, you answer in both ways. I think we have discussed these matters in theoretically addition and subtraction of the complex numbers in polar form. Normally, addition is not very much important. That the method has been given in the last sentence. You see, there's no any other shortcut. Remember, if you want to add the complex numbers in polar form, definitely you have to convert both complex numbers to Cartesian, then add and reconvert to polar form. That is the method. This is important, remember, this is important, the multiplication of the complex numbers in polar form. If you multiply and simplify, you get R1, R2, theta 1 plus theta 2. That is the important fact. I think we have drafted some formula also previous day. Even division also same. The actual proof is not given here. We divide Z1 and Z2 in polar form. The finally complex number, you get R1 divided by R2, theta 1 minus theta 2. Earlier theta 1 plus, now it is theta minus theta 2. Now finally, I have given the two formulas to remember. You have given two formulas to remember. Now see the two complex numbers at the top. Z1 equal R1 cos theta 1, J sin theta 1. A short form given. Z2 R2 cos theta 2, J sin theta 2. Short form R2 theta 2, right? Now if you want to get the modular values of the product, Z1, Z2, without multiplying the complex numbers, you can do it using this formula. Remember, now I think you'll be able to understand what I am telling now, right? If you want to calculate, now for example, suppose two complex numbers are given in polar form. If you want to calculate what is Z1, Z2 complex number, don't multiply, use the formula. You can't multiply, it's very difficult. Use the formula. If you know the modular value and argument of any complex number, right? If you know the modular value and argument of any complex number, then you can write the complex number. Here you see, if you have modular value R1, if you know the theta 1, what is the complex number? R1 cos theta 1 plus J sin theta 1. So therefore, even multiplication and division, you have to follow this method, this formula. What is modulo Z1 Z2 equal separately modulo Z1 minus modulo Z2 from the previous formula R1 R2. Argument equal is modulo Z1. Sorry, argument is Z1 plus argument is Z2, that is theta1 plus theta2. You see the slide 13 describes that formula. Similarly, the division also, you see the modular value of Z1 Z2 equal separately Z1 modular value and modular value is Z2, that division. Argument is Z1 and Z2 equal. Argument is Z1 minus argument is Z2. Every time, you know, every time these two formulas is applied. This is the example that the question given, right? I think we have been discussing the second time. You'll be able to understand now. Complex numbers given Cartesian form 2 minus j2 square root of 3 plus j. He said 3 is unknown. We have to find out a plus jb. Yeah, ab real. Now these information are given. Modulo Z1 Z3 equals 10. 16, find modulus of Z3. Using that particular first formula, you'll be able to calculate because Z1, Z2 are given. Then another statement given. Argument Z3 by Z2 equals 7 pi by 12. Determine the argument Z3. Now, for example, if from the first part, you can calculate the modular value of Z3. Second one, you can calculate the argument Z3. Then you can write the complex number Z3, right? You know the modular value, if you know the argument, then you can write the complex number. That's the main, actually in this question, the most important part is 1 and 2. Then other parts are so simple, you know, find the values of both A and B, and hence show that Z3 by Z2 equal minus 2. We have to show that one. Then see the solution there, right? First, as usual, plot the two complex numbers. Plot the two complex numbers on the Argand diagram. See the 2 minus j2, that is 2 comma minus 2, x2, y minus 2. Z2 square root of 3 plus 1. Very clear, you see. Actually, everything so simple thing is not described here because argument you can, modular value you can calculate, no? With the side square root of 3 and 1, Pythagoras theorem, you get OQ is, O is missing there, right? OQ is 2, other one is 2 square root of 2 from the Pythagoras theorem you get. Then again the modular values, 2 and square root of 2, argument one is 30, other one is minus 45. See how they measure the argument. One is 30 plus 30, other one is minus 45. See the values on the screen, you see. Modulo Z1 is 2 square root of 2, modulo Z2 is 2, argument Z1 is minus 45. Actually here it said, Z1 is 2 minus 2, that's a minus 45, right? Argument Z2 is 30. And then this statement is given. Modulo Z1 is Z3 equal, that can be written Z1 times Z3 equals 16. We know the modular value of Z1, that is 2 square root of 2. 2 square root of 2 Z3 equals 16. Therefore, Z3 equals 16 divided by this number and 4 square root of 2. Now we know the modular value of Z3. Similarly, use this formula to calculate the argument. Argument is Z3 by Z2 equal. Argument is Z3 minus Z2. That is equal to 7 pi by 12. That is given in the question. Now we know the what is argument is Z3. Sorry, argument is Z2. That is given. Argument is Z2 at that 30. 30 means 5 by 6. 5 by 6. So you get the last statement. The argument is Z3 minus 5 by 6 equal to 12 pi by 12. Therefore, argument is Z3 equal, take minus pi by 3 to the other side. Then you get 3 pi by 2. Now you see, we have the modular value in equation 1. We have the argument in equation 2. Modular 4 square root of 2, argument 3 pi by 4. What would be the complex number then? 4 square root of by 2 cos 3 pi by 4 plus j sin 3 pi by 4. The results can be seen in the next slide. And this result, you see the two results again repeat, right? Then finally you can write the complex number. From 1 and 2, you said 3 equal this complex number. Remember, to the final question, you have to convert this one to Cartesian form again. Very critical, right? You have to brush up your knowledge in trigonometry. What is cos 3 pi by 4? That is 135, second quarter. Cosine negative. That is equal cos minus 100, cos minus 45. That is minus 1 upon, this here now, minus 1 upon square root of 2. Sin 3 pi by 2, sin 135, that is plus 45, sin 45, 1 upon square root of 2. Then if you multiply, simplify, you get 4 times minus 1 plus j. That is the point, what we call the Cartesian form. If we divide this as 3 by Z2, Z3 is a 4 minus 1 plus j. Z2 is a given 1, 2 minus j2. You know, if you simplify, you know, the denominator and numerator, you get actually 1 minus j. The 1 minus j will cancel, you get minus 2. You get the answer minus 2. Remember, these are the questions normally we have taken from the past papers, right? Sometimes I can't remember, maybe from the ICT, maybe from the BST, maybe from the CTRM, whatever. Normally the complex numbers, you know, you are expecting, you know, this kind of knowledge from this. Another one, I think we've been discussing this slide also the previous day. I'll quickly go through this thing. Right. If you have any question, please raise, right? If you have any question, please raise. You want to re-explain or anything, just tell me again. These are two complex numbers are given. Z1 equal 3 plus J2, Z2 equal 12 minus J5 by Z1. In this, we can state straight away, you know, that we can calculate the Z2 first because Z1 is given. Z1 is given. Then you can do the other parts. I'm not going to read the questions. You know, initially see the find Z2 in form of A plus JB. That's the starting point. Without that, you can't do anything. You know, without that, you can't solve part 2, 3, 4, 5, anything. Right? How to do that one first? Those who absent the previous day, just try to understand now, right? Earlier, there was 40 parts when they were somehow already, you know, leave the session, I don't know. Because the power cut. And I can't control, you know, I had the power failure here. Then just calculate the Z2 first. Z1 given, Z2 is this one. Therefore, Z2 equal this complex number. See, 12 minus J5, 3 minus J2. Use your knowledge. Multiply both sides by the complex conjugate of 3 plus J2, that is 3 minus J2, and simplify and cancel everything. You get finally 2 minus J3. Remember when some standard question, you practice with the standard question, normally it will simplify finally the answer. See, Z2 become 2 minus J3. Now you can plot Argand diagram. You can plot the point on the Argand diagram. Z1, 3, 2. You see the P point up there. And the Q point represents the Z2. That is 2 minus 3. Right now you can observe that two triangles, they are OPM and OQL triangles, are similar triangles. Right? We call similar triangles because it has the sides 2, 3. One triangle, other one also 2, 3. 2, 3. Another angle is 90 degrees. So actually similar triangles. If you let the angles alpha, beta in one triangle, other triangle also similar angles has been marked there, right? Every time remember the number, the alpha is opposite to the side with distance 2. Other triangle also, you know, the alpha same. We can understand what is alpha beta now. If you see now, What is the addition of the alpha plus beta? Because the OMP is a right angle triangle. OPM and OQ are similar triangle. Alpha plus beta 90 degrees. Therefore, POPQ angle 90 degrees. And understand alpha beta 90 degrees because the OMP is a right angle triangle. Alpha plus beta is 90 degrees. What is alpha plus beta? OPM angle. Therefore, POQ angle 90 degrees. That's the one you have to show that, right? You have to show second part. That's finished now. POQ is 90 degrees. So, what would be the diameter? PQ. PQ is the diameter because the diameter, if the POQ angle is 90 degrees, PQ become a diameter. Remember, simple geometry. Simple geometry. I assume you have this knowledge, right? Yes, because if POQ is 90 degrees, the PQ should be a diameter. So C is the midpoint. C is the midpoint. You can easily calculate at the 2x coordinate and divide by 2. That is 2.5. 3 plus 2 divided by 2. 2.5. Then 2 plus minus 3. That is minus 1 divided by minus 1. That is the coordinate of the C point. If you know the coordinate, what will be the complex number then? 2.5 minus j 0.5. Remember, these are not difficult things. You know, this is the application of the knowledge. The radius can be calculated from this coordinate geometry, not the complex numbers, right? If you know the 2 point, distance can be calculated. We have discussed this formula. X1 minus x2 is squared, y1 minus y2 is square root. And you get the R equal 2.52. I think we have, I think stop at this position in the previous day. Remember, these are the exercise given. Now, this could be the long session today. We will try to cover the other parts also. Better to, if you have contact numbers, inform others to join the session. Right, you will not be able to discuss these matters again. Some exercises are given, you know, we'll discuss later. These are the exercises given the previous day. These are the exercises given the previous day. You have the, do you have the hard copies of these? Do you have the hard copies? Do you have the hard copies?
Yes, sir.
You have, no? Have done these exercises. Maybe some are difficult, but it's straightforward. You have to do yourself, you know, before I discuss the matters. These are given exercises. You know, we discuss once you finish the unit. Again, you know, I don't know how much time left. I have power now. You know, as soon as this terminate, I'll connect it again, right? These are some exercises. These are the important part of the, you know, if you see some past papers, we'll be getting this kind of question. But you won't get many difficult one for the ICT. You know, but in other courses, you get some application, actually real applications. You see them, these are the exercise. After that, some lessons has to be continued. I think we have stopped this at this position the previous day, right? I think we have discussed this matter also. Exponential form of the complex number, the last type. You know, the complex number has three forms: Cartesian, in the polar, and the exponential form. These are some, you know, the elementary the knowledge you should have to understand the polar, Cartesian, what you call the exponential form. But you know, it's not necessary. You know, this part as you know, you are not getting any question from this area. In the theory part, you need not to prove this. What I have discussed here. See, these are the power series about the exponential form. So likewise, the sin x cos x also has the power series, right? These are some advanced mathematics theories. Exponential function we have discussed in the first semester also. You can remember this exponential function. And the sin x cos x also, it has this kind of power series. Then we can calculate what is, then this is Ex again. Now what we are going to do is replace x by jx. J is square root of minus 1. See? Now see the second line. Everywhere x is replaced by jx. You see, everywhere x is replaced by jx. But remember, you need not to actually remember those. The proof is not necessary. Then expand. When you expand, remember some assumption has been made here, because the value j square, j3, j4, j5, j6, j7, j8. Those values have been used here. Remember, that's that finally you get the ejx equal 1 plus jx plus factorial 1 minus x square plus factorial 2. So you'll be terminating 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, right? Quickly go through and then restart. This is the j3 means the minus j. Therefore, you see minus j here. J4 is a 1. Therefore, you see here j5 is a j. You get j x5 is 6. So j6 is a minus 1. This is x6 by factorial 6. Likewise, you get other values also. Then you can, the same thing here. Separate. You can separate, what are the real part, what are the imaginary part, what are the terms without j, what are the terms with j. A very nicely pattern you see, Actually, what is the first part? First part is the cos x, power series for the cos x. Second part is the power series for the sin x. Actually, what will happen? What is now? What is e to the power jx? Actually, finally become cos x plus j sin x. Right? Cos x plus j sin x. Now, this is the result we obtained from the previous theory. Now, therefore, if you replace, if you multiply both sides by r e jx equal r cos x. Now, you can rewrite x and x with theta. So r a j theta equal r cos theta j sin theta. Now this is a familiar polar form, no? R cos theta j sin theta is a familiar polar form. So actually, what would be the Cartesian form? R e j theta. The modular value is r, argument and theta. That is the polar form. The multiplication and division formulas can be proved very easily using this exponential form. If you want, you can try later, right? This is called the exponential form of a complex number. And summary, right? These are the three forms. I think we have almost finished many parts, of course, the required parts, Cartesian and polar and exponential. Now some exercise examples. Conjugate is not very much relevant, but better familiar. The conjugates of each form. Cartesian conjugate, x minus jy. Polar conjugate, cos theta minus j sin theta. What is the conjugate of the exponential form? R e minus j theta. Actually theta become minus theta. If you put minus theta instead of theta, you get e to r e j minus theta. Right? You can put the minus. You can bring minus sign in front. So r e j minus theta. That's all. Some examples. Conversion, right? I think you see. Each complex number first convert to polar form. Because I have taken the previous example, remember, not the new thing. Minus 1 plus j, we have discussed earlier. Polar form is this one. Square root of 2 cos 135, j sin 135. That's already discussed. Slide number 8, right? Someone join in right now. Therefore, exponential form r equal square root of 2, theta equal 3 by 4. Remember, if you want to write the exponential form, remember this r e j theta. Square root of 2 e j 3 pi by 4. That's the one. The second one. Polar form, square root of 2 cos 315 and sin 315. That is 7 pi by 4. Modular value 2 square root of 2, argument 7 pi by 4. Argument 7 pi by 4. So therefore the complex number r is j theta. See the 2 square root of 2 exponent e to the power j 7 pi by 4. Just to, that is simple conversion. The polar to Cartesian, polar to the exponential, very simple. The final one. A simple one, no? 1 plus square root of 3j, first quadrant point. 2 cos 60 j sin 60. That is 2 and pi by 3. So therefore, Cartesian polar exponential form 2aj pi by 3. Some exercise. I think we have stopped at this position, no? Those who can remember, we stop at this position. Have you done this? This is your task, right? Remember, this is not my task. Convert following complex number to polar and exponential form. Right? Convert the following complex numbers. We have 4 minutes left. Exponential form. One by one, quickly we go through. I think I have modified this file. Maybe your copy there's. I think answer may be the other one. I am not so sure. Let us see. Answers. Yes, answers are here. You might not this. You don't. You might not have in this particular file. Maybe I have later modified. The very difficult. The unless the face-to-face session, unlike the face-to-face session, you have to everything. You have to step by step re-enter onto the sheets using formula editors and all that. Okay, now take the first one. It's a 1 plus 1, 1 plus j. Plot the point first. Quickly, I'm going through, right? You see the 1, 1. Angle is a 45 tan theta 1, 45 degrees. Modular value is square root of 2. Pythagoras theorem. Angle is a 45. That is the polar form. Is 2 square root of 2 cos 45 j sin 45. It should be degree mark should be there, right? I didn't do that. That is cos pi by 2, sin pi by 2. Then the exponential form. That's all. See the exercise. Very good one because complex number given in Cartesian form, we have to plot the point on the Argand diagram, find out the modular and argument, write the polar form, convert it to the exponential form. Square root of 2 j pi by 4. Similarly, those who have done it, this is a good example. We didn't give solution previously. Take the this one. What is the complex number 1? It's a 1. 1 means 1 plus j 0. What is the point? 1 comma 0. x1 j 0. Point is on the x-axis. You see now? The modular value is 1. What will be the argument? What will be the argument? Tell me if you know.
0.
Every time only one person is answering, right? Argument is 0 because point on the x-axis. Therefore, polar form is at 1 cos 0 j sin 0. When it is 0, radian 0, degree 0, both 0, right? So what the complex number in exponential form is at 1 r e j theta. Remember that every time r e j theta. 1 e j 0. Right, quickly, second, next one. Minus 1. I think we never discussed this matter previously, right? Once it close in 2 minutes, be in line, right? Be in line, I'll connect it again. Your line is not disconnected, right? Your line is not disconnected. I have to restart. My line is not disconnected, but I have to reconnect for the Zoom, right? Minus 1. What is the point? Minus 1. Minus 1 plus j 0. That's the point. X equal minus 1. Y equals 0. You see the point there? The modular value is 1. Remember, modular value every time positive. I know when I get some of the student answer sheets, if you get this kind of situation, some student putting r equal minus 1. How can the r be equal minus 1? R is a distance every time, modular value. Because that's the misunderstanding of the concepts, right? R every time positive 1. What is the angle now? 180 degrees. You see the measure every time from the x-axis, positive direction. 180 is the argument. So this is a complex number. Then in radian form, this is the exponential form, 1 ej5. Right, quickly what is the complex number? J. There is a fourth example, right? Complex number J. That is 0 plus 1j. Now, completely imaginary part. X part is 0. Therefore, that is 0 plus 1. Every time this conversion is important. Now, what is the x point? 0, comma 1. X1, y1. X0, y1. See the point? X equals 0, y equals 1. Modular value is 1. Theta is pi by 2. Very simple. Modular value 1, pi by 2. The complex number in argument exponential form 1 is j pi by 2. Next one is minus j. That is 0 plus j minus 1. Point is 0, comma minus 1. Now see the other on the y-axis bottom part, you see the modular value is 1. Argument is minus pi by 2. Argument is minus pi by 2. So remember here, cos minus theta is a cos theta. First semester, trigonometry, right? Cos minus theta is cos theta. Sin minus theta is a minus sin theta. Therefore, see the only the change here minus cos pi by 2, j sin pi by 2. So exponential form 1e minus j pi by 2. That is the exponential form. Most of the students have been joined. And now the next one, that is a minus 1 plus square root of 3j. X equal minus 1, y equal plus square root of 3. That is in the second quadrant. You see the modular value is square root of modular value is 2. This is straightforward. You can understand. Distance, the distance of the triangle, right angle triangle, one is 1, other one is square root of 3. If you use the Pythagoras theorem, 3 plus 1, 4, square root 2. Right? Modular value, you get straight away modular value 2. Angle is a tan alpha is a square root of 3 by 1. The positive small angle. When you calculate the small angle, don't take the negative values, only the absolute values you take. 60. But the argument is a different. Argument is 120. 180 minus 60, 180. That is the 2 pi by 3. Now this is the complex number is in polar form. I think we can understand. I think unlike the face-to-face, we will be able to understand step by step now. Now finally, the exponential form is a 2ej 2 pi by 3, right? Remember, this is a very lot of efforts has to be made to prepare these slides. You see the whole everywhere some what you call the equation editors has to be used to get some symbols and the pi symbols and all that. No, they are not in the what you call the PowerPoint. When you are creating the PowerPoint slides, you won't get these symbols and all that. Theta and everything, alpha, theta, beta. You have to take from the other places. Not easy as you see, right? I have doubt. I just mentioned earlier also, I have some doubt whether we can continue in this particular fashion. There's so many problems. I'm not worried about the cost because I have unlimited facilities here. It doesn't cost much because I have been taken maybe 10, 8, 9 years back. You won't get this package now in this particular concession rates. It costs you also, no? It costs you also the connection to university to provide the dedicated line for this purpose. Otherwise, you will not be able to continue this pattern because it's very difficult. All the sites have to be day by day. You have to modify it. The other modules it's very difficult to continue in this fashion. I think we have to wait and see, right? We have to wait and see from the until we get any green light from the university. We will not be able to continue in this fashion. Did you follow? Can you hear what I am telling? Clearly? You also realize these matters, no? Not only that, even actually, I will do whatever I can do for the students. I like to do anyway, but university they are not contributing in that way. Regarding even the lecturers' payment, so many problems are there, right? You understand? All the so many problems. to arrange this kind of thing, it should be arranged in proper manner. You know, how can you conduct this one, the trial version? 40 by 40 minutes for each 40, you have to do it again. Ridiculous, right? Decisions have been taken by the university. Okay, this is another one, right? This is another one. That is square root of 3 minus j. I think you see the point, x equal square root of 3, y equal minus 1. See the point here? I think you need to realize now how use this particular what you call the Argand diagram. You know that without Argand diagram, you can calculate the modular value, no problem, because using the Pythagoras theorem, you can calculate the modular value. But if you calculate the argument if you use the tables, calculator, you tan theta, you get a minus 1 upon square root of 3. You know the same value you get in the two positions in the coordinate system, because in the second quadrant tan negative, fourth quadrant also tan negative. So which one you choose, right? His correct answer is for fourth quadrant one. Some depends on the position of the point. You know, that's what I recommend. Not to nobody, I recommend, everybody recommend the better to plot the point of the Argand diagram before the conversion starts. We know the angle now. See, it's a minus 30, no? Minus 30. See the point, the distance is 2, and the alpha is a simple angle. I mean, 1 upon square root of 3. Tan alpha equal 1 upon square root of 3. I think first semester we have done this in tables also given, no? Tan theta, tan 30, that is alpha is 30. If you use that calculator also, you get the same angle minus 30. Then angle minus 30, then the polar form Z2 minus 30, j sine minus 30, then cos pi by 6 minus j pi by 6. Finally, the our outcome exponential form 2e minus j pi by 6. These are some exercises, right? You have to do. I think we have done some. This is some example. Actually, example. I am not going to discuss every example. These are other ways. Express following complex numbers to polar and Cartesian form. See, the now conversion is different one, not the similar one, right? The complex numbers are given in exponential form. Now, by looking at this example, you'll be able to, identify what is r, what is theta. First one, r2, theta pi by 4. For example, fifth one, r2, theta pi by 2. Same. Then you can write the polar form and Cartesian form without difficulty, right? You see some example. I will do only the odd position, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Others you to do. First one, 2e j pi by 4 polar form is at 2 cos pi 5 sin j pi 5, right? Because r is 2, theta is pi by 5. Then using your knowledge, what is cos pi by 5? 1 upon square root of 2. When you simplify, you get square root of 2 plus j square root of 2. That is the Cartesian form. Above 1 is the polar form. Number 3. Cartesian form 5 cos pi plus j sin pi. Cos pi 180 minus 1. Sin pi. So we get the minus 5. That is minus 5. Number 1. 2 ej pi by 2. Polar form 2 cos pi by 2 sin pi by 2. If you multiply by 2, when the cos pi by 2 is 0, it's 90, no, cos 90, 0, sin 91. So you get J2. That's J2. This one, polar form, cos minus pi by 3, j sin minus pi by 3. Remember your previous knowledge first. You cannot ignore what you have learned from the first semester, right? You have to brush up your knowledge. Cos minus theta, cos theta. So cos pi by 3 minus j pi by 3. Cos pi by 3 means 60, cos 60, half, sin 60, square root of 3 by 2. So finally you get the Cartesian form 1 minus j square root of 3. This one is interesting. See? Reg theta. Remember, what is this theta? Degrees. Remember, every time theta radian, Cartesian form, polar form you can have, you can write angle either degree or radian, but in exponential form definitely power series, no? We are getting from the values from the power series. Should be definitely radian, remember. 0.579 is a radian. This is a critical point what I am describing now because when when you get a question like this, normally you are using the calculator, no? You use the calculator. Remember, you have to have in your mind the 0.571 is a radian. Radian given. So polar form is at equal 3 cos 0.571, right? It's a radian like pi by 4, pi by 5, whatever like this. So they sign 0.5 by 571. Now use the calculator. Remember the calculator itself has the two modes. If you want to calculate the cost values, I think those who are using calculator, you are already familiar. Calculate the degree mode and the radian mode. Before you have type the 571, convert the value to radian. Radian. What is cos 571 radian? That is 0.8431, right? Cos radian value, this one. Sine radian value, this one. Then finally you get the complex number 2.523 plus j 1.62. Right? Approximately you can plot the point now. Now these exercises, now I have done 1, 5, all odd positions. Now we have to do later on the even position, right? Same. This is some of the properties of the complex numbers. And it is up to you, right? If you can prove this one, you can try yourself, you can do it. The conjugate of Z1 plus Z2 equals separately addition of the different conjugate. You can easily show this first and second one. Try yourself later, right? I'm not going to explain these matters. They're so simple. Take complex numbers x plus jy, z bar equal x minus jy. Then you can add the two complex numbers. Then you can calculate what is the conjugate. See whether that can be written as a z1 bar plus z2 bar. Similarly, the multiplication also you can do. Remember, I just give you some hints. Are you asking a question? I am not clear. The mute your microphone is difficult otherwise. The third one also you can do, right? Using the Cartesian form. The fourth one difficult. Use the polar form, right? Use the polar form of the fourth one. Even third one, fourth one, I recommend the polar form to prove this particular formulas. Even third one you can use both, but not easy for the Cartesian form. Polar form you can easily do it. That's up to you, right? Now this is a De Moivre theorem. I think we didn't discuss the previous day. I think De Moivre theorem first time we will be discussing. I think we try to recover the the missing time as much as possible. The theorem states it's a very important theorem in complex numbers. Cos theta plus j sin theta to the power n, right? To the power n, to the power 2, 3, 4, like that. This is exactly equal. The n can be bring here. N theta plus j sin n theta. You see some example. Cos theta plus j sin theta. If you take a square, you can try yourself if you want. You can square. You get when you get the square, you get 4 terms. Finally, you get that is equal cos 2 theta j sin 2 theta. Similarly, if you get to the power 3 and expand, you get the one formula for the cos 3 theta. Other one is j sin 3 theta. Right? Similarly, this one very important theorem. To simplify complex numbers. cos theta plus j sin theta 4 equal cos 4 theta j sin 4 theta. That is how complex number de Moivre theorem says. Actually, the proof can be given very easily from the exponential form. You know, you are not supposed to familiar those complex, the proof and all that. We have to just remember the theorem. That's all. Some application. See the application theory is given there. It's an example problem. Now, how to calculate 1 plus j to the power 10? Now, remember, if you want to do this one in normal algebra, you have to multiply 1 plus j 10 times. No, you have to multiply 1 plus j 10 times. One option is a de Moivre theorem you can use. Sorry, what you call binomial theorem you can use. We are practicing the first semester. You know, in complex number, you can do it very easily. First step is convert complex number to polar form. Step 1, convert the complex number, right? First, you have to plot the point. 1, 1. Z is 1, 1. This is the modular value argument. This is the polar form. OP equal R, theta equal, OP equal square root of 2, theta equal 41. This is the complex number now. See, Z equal, that complex number convert to the polar form. Z. What you want is Z to the power 10. Remember, when you are taking the Z to the power 10, both parts has to be raised to the power 10. I can remember some of the students when I evaluated your answer sheet, they raised only this part. Cos 45 j sin 45. They are leaving the square root of 2 like that. How can you do that? Is Z equal this entire thing? Z10 means square root of 210 cos 45 j sin 45 to the power 10. Both has to be raised to the power 10. That is first part is 2 to the power 5. No? Cos 45 j sin 45 10. Then you can bring the 10 here by using binomial de Moivre theorem. Cos theta plus j sin theta n equal cos n theta. You can bring this 10 here. What is that? 5 pi by 2. What is this angle? 5 pi by 2. That is 2 pi plus pi by 2. That is actually pi by 2. No? 5 plus 2.5. No? 2 pi plus pi by 2. That is pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 0, j sin pi by 2 1. That is the answer 32j. Use the binomial theorem also, you get the same answer. Next one. Minus 1 plus 3 square root of 3 j 9. And this is the position. This is the position. Calculate the modular value and argument. Argument 2. Modular value 120. 120. Small angle is 60. Other angle is, can you understand? Tan alpha square root of by 1. That is square root of 3. Using tables, that is 60. Exactly 60 degrees. Theta equal 120 then modular value. Then complex number is this one. 2 cos 2 pi by 3 j sin 2 pi by 3. Raised to the power 9 now. It said 9. That is equal to 9. Other part to the power 9. Then you can bring the 9 there. See, this 9. Arrow. This 9 can be bring here. This 9 can be bring here. And simplify. That is cos 6 pi. Actually, what is 6 pi? 6 pi is also 2 pi. No? 6 pi and 6 pi also 2 pi. Cos 2 pi 1, sin 2 pi 0. That is 512. See how simple this calculation using this particular theorem you can easily. Actually, we never discussed this part, right? Square root of a complex number. So every number has the square root. No? Now we have the calculator, you can easily calculate. What is the square root of a complex number? Because it is, the interesting. It involves the square root of -1 inside. Now see this example. Find the square root of the complex number 3 plus j4. Is it exist? What kind of answer then you get? Right? Now, for example, if you want to calculate the square root of 4, that is 2. The square root of 9, that is plus or minus 3. Two answers every time. The square root of 36, right? The square root of 36 plus or minus 6. If I ask what is square root of minus 36, that is 6j, right? 6j. Even that you have the answer. But this is a different 3 plus 4j because it has the square root of 1 in the middle. Or the another notation is square root of 3 plus j. How to calculate? See this step. You can take the z equal the square root. I think everybody can follow what I am telling now. Then take the square from the both sides. Right? If you take z square, what is z square then? 3 plus j4. That is correct now. Now we are now take z equal x plus jy. So z is a complex number. We assume actually the square root also a complex number. Here second line, square root of this complex number we assume as a complex number, right? Actually it should be complex number. We can assume because complex number mean it includes all the number system, right? In the world. Complex number mean it include all the number system in the world. So therefore you can delete z. Maybe you get a real number, rational number, whatever, doesn't matter, no? Then let x equal x plus jy, replace the value there. See, x plus jy squared equal 3 plus j4. Now expand. Further, separate the real parts. Here you see the I squared minus 1, right? I squared minus 1, therefore we get only minus y squared combined with the x squared. And j separately 2xy, 3 plus j4. Now you see the left hand side is like a complex number, a plus jb equal another complex number. If the two complex numbers are equal, the real part should be separately equal, imaginary part should be separately equal. See, therefore this is a real part equal 3, imaginary part equal 4, that is xy equal to, so it will take the three equation like that. How to solve these two? Your O-level knowledge, right? Those are not the A-level, it's not necessary. Your O-level knowledge can manage. From the equation 2, you can write y equal 2 by x. Substitute in the formula 1. Substitute the y value in the formula 1. See, so you get x squared. What is y? 4 by x squared. No, y equal 2 by x. 4 by x squared. Multiply both sides by x squared. You get this equation. Now you get the equation x4 minus 3 squared minus 4 equals 0. Very interesting. See the factors also available. One is x squared minus 4, x squared plus 1. Just multiply and see x4 minus 4x4 plus x4, you get minus 3x4, minus 4 plus 1 minus 4. See, factors are correct. Now you see, you get many values. One value is x squared equal 4, right? Or x squared equal minus 1. Remember, very important aspect what I am telling now. If x z is a complex number we defined earlier in the previous slide, x and y are real. Remember, x and y values are real. Therefore, the x squared equal minus 1 cannot be expected here because we can reject straight away that particular answer. X squared cannot be minus 1 because x is a real number. In complex numbers, x, y are real, no? So x squared can be a minus 1. So therefore, you can remove that particular one. Only the solution is x squared equal 4. So you get x equal to x equal minus 2. Now go to the equation 2. If x equal plus 2, from equation 2, y equal 1. If x equal minus 2, y equal minus 2. So these are the values you get. See. For the x value, you get x2, y1. Or another answer, x minus 2, y minus 1. So what will be the complex number then? Is it d equal 2 plus d or minus 2 minus d? What is that actually? Square root of this particular complex number. Very interesting. See, square root of the 3 plus j4 is another two complex numbers. And why again you see not the complex conjugate. Remember, not the complex conjugate. 2 plus j, other one not the 2 minus j, no, minus 2 minus j. Right? If you are in doubt, just take any of these square. Take 2 plus 1 j square, and you get this one, right? You get this one. It's not given here, but you have to. Now, if you have, I think you know you have to do some exercise this time, right? Do this one. I will give you some time, right? I don't know how much time left in this section, but if it's close, we restart, right? Take the piece of paper and pen. Do this one. We are just described how to get the square root of 3 plus j4. No? Same method you can apply. I will give you maybe 5 minutes, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Try yourself. If you have any question, please ask, right? Do it yourself now. I think everybody can follow, no? I think everybody can join. I think, yes. Do it yourself. Find the square root of this number, 21 minus j20. Answer will give you next, right? And you must try first. If you have any question, please raise, right? Also, if you can give your answer also, right? And this should be your starting position, right? This should be your starting position. I have to let a complex number is equal square root of 21 minus j20. You have to start from this line. Then you can take z equal x plus jy, right? Then take square from both sides and simplify. So finish, you can give your answer, right? You can tell your answers. The next line is z square t equal 21 minus j20. Then you can take z equal x plus jy. And remaining part you will be able to continue, right? Quickly. Hurry up. Everybody can see the screen now? You can see it now? Some steps. Before it close automatically, I want to finish this one. Do you need more time? I will get the answer. Tell me the answer, those who got it, right? What should be next step? Take the square of the first part. Very simple. This is like very simple expansion. Left hand side. And you get one equation, another equation, right? X squared minus y squared equal 21. Or xi equal minus 20, 2xi equal minus 20, xi equal minus 2. Now you get a two statement like this. Now solve these two. Using this equation, solve 1 and 2, get the values x and y. This is y value. Substitute in the other. Multiply both sides x squared. This is you get. This is the equation you get. Again, you can see you can factorize. You can factorize. Second value of the x cannot be accepted because as the x is real, the x squared is equal minus x squared equal 25. So x equal plus or minus 5. So we get the values x equal 5, y equal minus 2. In this case, different, right? Not unlike the first case. Then x equal minus 5, y equal 2. So therefore, you get the answers. Square root of 21 minus j50. The complex number is 5 minus j2 or 5 minus j2, yes, or minus 5 plus j. You can take your answers like this. You can take take the square of the 5 minus j2. 4 terms and simplify, you get 21 minus 20. Similarly, take the square of the minus 5 plus j2, other answer, you get the same 21 minus j2. Therefore, what will be the conclusion? It has the two square roots of the 21 minus j2 NT complex number. It has the two square roots, 5 minus j2. I think it will terminate within 2-3 minutes. Right? Don't go away, just will continue, right? Continue with the, we'll start this transformation of a complex number. Transformation of a complex number is very important. The in applications of a complex number, the what you call the to understand some of the modules in the maybe last semester, I think. I can't remember. Some applications are there in engineering. ICT also there, the image processing and all that. Image processing. Those are doing multimedia. Are you already started or maybe in the, I don't know which semester include that one. Image processing, right? The transformation is complex number is important. The Z equal A plus JB. What is the complex number? J is it. J is a normal symbol, square root of minus 1. The multiply, you get the J squared B. J squared is a minus 1. Then bring the minus 1 minus B first. Minus B plus JA. Very interesting because Z is A plus JB. So J is a D minus B plus JA. Put both on the Argand diagram. And you can see the right side, the Argand diagram. P represent A, Z, P represent Z, Q represent Z, J, Q represent J, Z. This is the coordinate A comma B minus B comma A minus B comma A. Right? In this case, you see this angle POQ is 90 degrees exactly. If you have the two coordinates, for example, 2, 3 minus 3, 2, likewise. You plot this kind of coordinates, actually you get the right angle there. You get the right angle there. P represents the Z and Q represents JZ. According to the simple geometry, POQ angle is 90 degrees. POQ, OP equal OQ, because the modular value is both same, no? A squared plus B squared is square root. That means OP rotates 90 degrees counterclockwise direction to form the Q position. If you rotate the OP by 90 degrees, you get the position of the Q. Therefore, in what we call the polar form, if Z is R cos theta J sin theta, Jz is modular value same, argument cos 90 plus theta, J 90 plus theta. That is very important, the transformation of complex number associated with the J. J is it. If the complex number is it, what would be the Z4? That is J Z3. Then finally find out J5 Z5, that is J Z4. And it's a very simple exercise, unlike the previous one. Just do it yourself quickly. Just to multiply by J every time, right? I'll give you some time. To do this, because even the interactive session, you have to do yourself and understand yourself. The exercise is example. One example is given above. Just to you have the piece of paper, just mark the Z1 of the Argand diagram also, and calculate Z2 by multiplying by J, then plot the Z2 also, right? Then plot the Z3, then plot the Z4 and so on. Two aspects, they have to calculate one part, at the same time we have to plot the point on the Argand diagram also. Question of one not complete, you can see the complete question now. Find Z2, Z3, Z4 and Z4 in A plus JB form. That's in the next line also, right? Plot each Z1, Z2, Z4, and Z4 on the same Markov diagram. Now the question is completed. You can see the complete question now. Earlier you didn't see the complete question. Z1 given, Z2 JZ1, Z3 is a JZ2, Z4 is a JZ3, Z5 is a JZ4, and find all the complex numbers A plus JB form, then plot each on the same Markov diagram.
So can you show the Z2 value?
Come first, then minus J3. What is the coordinate? Then Z3, minus 2, minus 2, minus 3. You can see on the screen the point, Z3. Minus 2, minus 3, third quadrant. What is Z4? That is JZ3. J times minus 2, J minus J3. Simplify, you get 3 minus J2. 3 minus J2. That is in the fourth quadrant. Again 90 degrees. See the interesting thing? Every time you multiply by I, the complex number rotates by 90 degrees. That's the conclusion, right? Every time if you multiply by J, the complex number rotates by 90 degrees. Counterclockwise, right? That is counterclockwise. Is it clear? Now, if you finally, if you multiply this one again by J, is at 5. Multiply, that is J is at 4. J times 3 minus J2. J3, this time minus J squared 2. Minus J squared is a minus 1. So minus J squared is a plus 2. See, finally you get again the Z1, 2 plus J3. From the diagram also you see if you rotate the Z4 by 90 degrees, it comes to the original position of the Z1. That means the Z1 and Z5 coincide. One is on top of that, right? On top of the other. Z1 and Z5. This is one of the it has actually many application in the engineering. ICT also it has the image processing, transformation, the it will help the some of the software development also the image transformation and all that. Okay, I think everybody can understand this concept. So now this part is the solve complex equations only very basic level, not very difficult thing, right? Simplest form of complex equation is a squared bz plus instead of using the x here, we use the z because every time we expect the z is a complex number. Now this is the formula you can use. Minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac2 is not difficult. If you want to solve the equation z squared minus 4z plus 13, earlier we put this is x, no? Because x is a finally complex number. Same thing. You can use the formula there. From here onwards, I just use the formula because it's much easier, right? With the formula, you get the 2 plus or minus 3. Those are the roots of the equation. Roots of the equation. Or you can actually assume other part also. When the roots are given, how to get the equation. Remember, we have done educate example. Suppose if the roots are given, how to get this equation? First equation. Z4 minus Z2, Z squared minus 4Z plus 13. First, I get add these two complex numbers. That is 4, no? We had to get 4. You multiply a squared plus b squared because conjugate. It's conjugate. You get 2 squared plus 3 squared. 9 plus 4, 13. To be the equation, then x z over x z squared minus alpha plus beta. That is 4. 4z plus alpha beta. Alpha beta is 13. Right? But interesting thing here, remember, when I think everybody listening, no, when ABC are real numbers, If the equation has the complex roots, every time, one is a conjugate of other. For example, if you get the 2 plus j3, other one is a 2 minus j3. If you get a 6 plus 5j, other one is 6 minus 5j. Likewise, every time you get the conjugate. If you specify j3, notice that if ABC are real numbers, one root is a conjugate of other. This is the feature you have to remember at this stage. This is correct. Only ABC are real numbers. Let us take some cases, when ABC are not real numbers. See this example. Remember, everybody just draw your attention to the lesson, that this is important one because we have never discussed this one earlier. You said square, 2 minus j is z plus 7 minus j. Now here you see A, B, C are not real. A is the real, but B and C are complex. There are situations like that, in some applications. You see that this kind of equations. Now see the Z equal, use the formula. Minus B plus or minus B square minus 4AC. A is 1. Simplify. Take the 2 minus j square. 4 minus j minus 1. Other one is minus 20 is plus 4j. Simplify. Actually, the content inside the square root is simplified to minus 25. So j term is disappear because 4j and minus 4j and plus 4j. Here you see minus 4j and plus 4j cancel. You get only the minus 25. That is minus 25 means 5j. What is the complex number now? You get, if you take plus mark, you get this value. If you get minus mark, minus sign, you get 1 minus j3. Now you see, Z1, Z2 are the solution of the equation given, but they are not complex conjugate of each other because ABC are not real. Remember, when ABC are real, you get the solution as a conjugate of each other. In this, if ABC are not real, you get a different complex number. This is mentioned here, right? Notice that here B and C are not real numbers. Therefore, one root is not a conjugate of other. Because one is 1 plus j2, other one is 1 minus j3. Those are the roots of the given equation. Remember, even A, B, C are not even real numbers or complex numbers, we can find out using the same formula. This is the theory part, that I just mentioned earlier. It is not difficult, when the root alpha plus beta should be equal minus b by a. Alpha b, and this is the relationship between the roots and the coefficient of the equation. This, just remember the final two steps on a very simple, straightforward proof, of course. Alpha plus beta equal minus b by a, alpha beta equals c by a every time. This the final, see some text within the box there is important. Therefore, its solution of a complex equation is alpha beta, alpha plus beta every time equal minus b by a. Alpha beta, so done yellow, and you can remember these matters c by a. These are some example. Example. Can you understand this example? If 2 minus 2 plus 5 is the root of the equation, equation is a PQ unknown. Write down the other root, I think. Some part is this other root 10. Hence, find the value of P and Q. But should the approach, all the coefficients are real given. Remember, the coefficients are real. In this equation, P and Q are real given. That's given. P and Q are elements of real numbers. Real numbers. So, thus we can use the conjugate root theorem as discussed earlier. Minus 2 plus 5 I is a root. That's given, no? Minus 2 plus 5 I is a one root. Therefore, other root is -2 minus 5y. Very simple. Other root is, one root is given, you can calculate other root, -2 minus 5 conjugate. So therefore, the equation should be z square, sum of their roots plus product of their roots equals 0. Sum of their roots, meaning what you add this particular 2, you get -4. If you multiply this particular 2 square plus 5 square, that's 29. So finally, you get the equation is squared 4 is plus 29. So therefore, P should be 4, Q should be 29. If you have the reference material, you have the hard copy printed, go through these things again and again, right? You can understand. You see the sum and product, the calculated here also. This has been taken from the straight away, the screenshot of the textbook. Some complex equations, examples, exercises. That's what you should familiar in this unit, right? I think finally discuss some of the answers of these. I think we can finish this complex numbers unit, of course, right? Complex numbers unit, other than the face-to-face classroom, it take maybe for nearly 4 days, right? Not 3 hours, 4 hours, maybe 2 hour sessions, or 2-3 hour sessions. But this is quickly because the save time, no. Otherwise, I would write everything on the board. It takes long time. See some of the exercises. These are some difficult ones also, right? Try yourself, but you won't get, if you see your past papers, you won't get your question, this kind of things. Some are difficult ones. So this note has been prepared not for the ICT. Remember, this note has been not prepared only for the ICT, even the other DQ program also. BST, CTRM, particularly CTRM, they need complex numbers in much details, in much depth. If you see your past paper, you won't get difficult. I think you should be able to answer the question in your past papers. If you see the past papers, these are some difficult questions, right? And you see some other questions. I think that's finished this particular unit, I think. That we'll be able to see the solution of the final part, right? I just open the particular file and share it file, right? It's not shared yet, right? I just opened that particular file and share it. So many PowerPoint files, I just want to. Please wait until I open the file. So many files have been opened, difficult to locate the file.
Is this lesson over, sir?
Lesson is over, but I will explain the solution of the part 2. Answers for the part 2. Wait, please wait. Not yet finished. I just want to share that file. I'm going to share it. Don't go away. Then you can see the solution of the exercises. Part 2. Don't go away. This is the most important session, final session, right? Can everybody see this particular slide now? Solution for the exercises, part 2.
Yes.
Okay. Now this important part, actually the theory part include the 2 PowerPoint slides, complex number 1 and complex number 2. Now we have finished the complex number part 1, both the theory part as well as the solution for the exercises. Now this is for solution for exercises. If you have hard copies, you can take the question, complex number part 2. Exercise about the Argand diagram first. This is the question. I put the questions also, here I have attached. You can see the question now. This is the, the very review session, the final session, review session. 2-3 complex numbers, actually 4 complex numbers are given. 4 complex numbers are given, Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4. Plot the complex numbers on the Argand diagram. Next part, plot the complex numbers Z1 plus Z2, Z1 minus Z2 on the same Lagan diagram. Geometrically, how do you position of those numbers Z1 plus Z2 and Z1 minus Z2? Because I have explained, Z1 Z2. Normally, when you complete the parallelogram, the two respective parallelograms, you get the Z1, Z2, and Z1, Z2. This is the, you can justify your answers. This is the time you can justify your answers. You see the two complex numbers P, Q, R, S represent the Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4. You see you can see the diagram. P 5, 2, the complex number. Q 1, 3. Therefore, you can calculate easily. You can easily find out the position of the Z1 plus Z2 by completing the OPAQ parallelogram. You have to complete the OPAQ parallelogram. Then A represent the Z1 and Z2. You can easily find out what is Z1, Z2 because both complex numbers are given. If you go through, you see the this is Z1 and Z2. See 5 plus 2j, 1 plus 3j. That is 6 plus 5j. Now, because the grid also given, you can easily see now what is the position 6 and 5j. X is 6, Y is 5. See, scales also given. No? If you plot the point and if you join these points, you get the exact parallelogram. Similarly, Z1 minus Z2, it will represent the B point. If you complete the other parallelogram, so if you calculate what is Z1 represent the point A, right? Now, what is Z1 minus Z2? 4 minus J. X 4, Y minus 1. See? Point also you can, because I have copied the grid also. Because I have created this grid from different software. The PowerPoint doesn't support this kind of grids, no? I develop this thing, I have to use Flash and other software also to get some images printed. This is how you get the Z1 and Z2. Other points are different, not different. R is 2, minus 3. S is in the third quadrant, minus 4, minus 7. Right? A particularly important part is what is Z1, Z2, Z minus Z2. You can graphically also you can represent by completing this parallelogram. See, by completing the appropriate parallelograms, we can obtain Z1 plus Z2, Z1 minus Z2. The theory part has been explained in one of the slides earlier, right? This exercise. I think I'm not going to give you answers for everything. Remember, the first one I am not going to give, right? Mark on Argand diagram, the points represent the following numbers. You can do very easily. These 2, 3, I minus 5. Just find out what is X, what is Y. No? Then you can put. I'm not going to do one anyway. Second one I will do. Second part A and B I will do, right? Now read the question first. The points A, B, C, D represent complex numbers Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. O is the origin. A, B, C, D are different points. O is the origin. And first part, if O, A, B, C is a parallelogram, Z1, then Z1 and Z2 given. Remember, the theory part and the application is different. You have to analyze the situation and get the answer. The first part A also not difficult. You see. Remember the question now. OABC is parallelogram, Z1 and Z2 given. See the solution. See if you mark the point, you get like this, no? This is actually the exact scale diagram given, right? Exact scale diagram. A1, 1. C point is 3, 4. That's given. Remember, A and C given. So A and B given. Sorry, A and B given. That is given O A B C O A. Yes, O A B C is a parallelogram. Therefore, actually, the A plus C equal B. That's how we get. See here, part 2A. A, B, C, D represent the complex numbers, right? O is the origin. Z1, 1 plus J. You see, 1, 1. Z2, 4 plus 5. That is B, right? You want to calculate the C. Z1 plus Z3 equal Z2. That's how it equal. Therefore, you see the Z3 equal Z2 minus Z1. That's how you get the 3, 4. Z2 minus Z1 equal 3 plus 4G. Reason why, you know, the if A point here, C point here, addition of the C 2 points equal to B. Given is A and B. If you want to calculate this, you have to get the Z2 minus Z1. Then only, because you want to calculate Z3. Given is the Z1 and Z2. You have to calculate Z3, right? Z3, now you see, for A, B, C is a parallel. Now this point is, answer is Z3, 3.4G. That is somewhat easy than the next one. See the next part. I just draw the diagram as given. See the question also printed here. Part 2b, A2, AB1. ABC represent the complex numbers. Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, O is the origin. O is somewhere there. ABCD complex numbers given are A and C. If you observe the question, I can't see the question now. A and C complex numbers are given. Z1, A, Z3, 6, 7. Then given ABCD is the square. ABCD is a square. See? Z1, 2 plus J, Z3, 6 plus. Final session taking step, right? We stop, we restart again and complete the final session. See the given ABCD is square. ABCD is a square. Now problem is how can we calculate, find out the complex number B and D, right? Actually, I have taken this question from the textbook. When I try to get the solution, you know, I feel it will be difficult for you, right? Not for me, but you know that this is a little bit difficult question. Don't worry if you cannot understand. Don't worry because it is a little bit going beyond your requirement. You know that it is difficult. Not the difficult. What you know, some strategy has to be applied. Can you understand what I am saying? You know because O is different position. What you can do is move the entire square to the origin. See, to solve this question using the complex numbers, not the geometry. You know if you know the coordinate geometry, it can be solved in different manner. You know by calculating the what you call the gradient of the particular line. You know this angle is 45 degrees. Then using formula you can calculate the gradient of this line. These two are perpendicular. Then know the gradient of that line. Then you can calculate the coordinate of this point. If you know the coordinate, you can calculate the complex number. That's a difficult, not difficult number, the coordinate geometry question, but this is not the coordinate geometry, complex numbers. If you want to apply the complex numbers, if you have to listen in, just try to understand what I am telling now. You have to move the entire structure, entire square to the origin. That means A has to be moved to this position, right? A point has to be moved to this position. What is this position? 2 and 2, 1. Can you assume what will happen to this position then? 6, 7. If you move the square without rotating, just move it as O and A coincide. That means move A onto A. Without rotating, what will happen? This position, it will X coordinate reduced by 2 points, Y coordinate reduced by 1 point. Let us see. If you move the entire ABCD square to origin so that A onto the origin O, you get the diagram such as this. Can you see? If you move it to the origin, you get the diagram like this. This point comes here. Now this point becomes 6, 4, 6. Earlier, it is 6, 7. No, 6, 7. 6 minus 2, 4. 7 minus 1, 6. Now you see the tactics used here. Because I didn't see the solution when I, even textbooks not solution, it's given just the questions are given, right? When I solve to show you, then I realized it will be difficult for you, but you can do it. Now you can understand. Now if you move it here, now what is the theory you have to apply now? This let us take this complex number a comma b, right? Let us take this b position a comma b. Now you can see this is square, no? A B C D is square. These two distances are equal. What is this position? IB, right? This position, suppose this complex number is said or whatever. If you multiply this complex number by I, it represents this one. It should be minus b comma I. You can understand? No? Because this position a comma b, this position is minus b comma, because if you multiply this complex number by I, it rotates 90 degrees left hand side. You see that theory has to be used, right? ABCD represent the complex numbers, Z1, Z3 is same. I see the given Z2 plus D, Z3 is 6 plus. It's very difficult to understand. Don't worry at this stage, right? But we will discuss some of the simple one. Given ABCD square, if you move entire ABCD square to origin so that A onto origin, you get a diagram such as, now coordinates C become C 4 comma 6, then B equal A comma B, then D become minus B comma A, because J is Z2 equal Z4. That's the reason. This is Z2, no? J is Z2 equal Z4. Now you see addition of these two complex numbers, Z4 and Z2 equal Z3. That's the addition of two complex numbers. See, but now Z2 plus Z4 equal Z3. What is that? Yeah, that is if you get the the x component, a minus b equal 4, a plus b equal 6. If you get this particular, because Z2 is a plus JB, Z4 is a minus b plus JA. If you combine, you get a minus b equal 4, a plus b equal 3. Now you can calculate a and b. By solving this equation, you get a equal 5, b equal 1. Solving is another problem of this particular two simultaneous equation. Now what to be the Z2 then? Remember here the position is what do you call is a 5 comma 1. What do you call that position is a 5 comma 1. What is the position? The Z3 is a 5 comma 1. This position is a 5 comma 1, right? This is position is a 5 comma 1. But actually original position is you have to add the 2 and 1. Then Z come to complex number. Z this one, sorry, this complex number. Complex number 7 plus J2, because once you transform to the position 2 comma 1, Z2 becomes 7 comma. If you find it difficult, don't worry, this is a difficult one, right? And finally, Z4 also we get the 1 plus 6J, these particular two complex numbers. One is this next question, this one, next question, I think it will tell me 3 minutes, we'll try to finish it. I don't know whether you can finish it. These questions, these are not difficult, I think, the some are already familiar, we have done. And the second one is the new thing, second one. Other, I think you can, first one you can do easy, remember, find the modulus and argument, very straightforward. Third one also not difficult, because complex numbers are given. You want to calculate Z1 by divided by Z2 and so on. Let us take some of the answers. Here, some of the answers. This is the question 3 CCV. We have done similar one earlier. Then question 4 I'll do, right? This is the complex number. This is the conjugate. Find out the modular value of both complex numbers. So the final you get both same, no? A square plus b square, therefore modulus values are same. We plot the Argand diagram. These are the 2 points, a comma b. This is a complex conjugate a minus b. See, the argument is theta, other one argument is minus theta. So therefore very simple. That's previous one. See, the argument is set by tan minus b by e. That is a minus tan b by e. That is because of the trigonometric theory, right? That is tan b by e is the argument is set. That means argument is set by e equal minus argument is set. Very simple. Argument is set is theta. Argument is set by is minus theta. Therefore, minus is a argument is a very simple proof. Question 3 again easy. Now question number 5. Z1 given. And this is important. This is important because how to get the product. This is a very important question because using the formula Z1 is given, Z2 is given. How to calculate the Z1, Z2? You can't multiply here because you get the square root of numbers here. Difficult. Okay, you won't get the required answer. You have to convert to a polar form. First one. These are the modular values and the arguments of each complex numbers. Argument is Z1 is equal 45. Argument is Z2 is 30. I don't know how many slides left. The time is almost 1 minute left. It will terminate soon. It will terminate soon. We will reconnect and we finish the session, right? Don't go away. I have to share the. I have to reconnect. I think this session will finish in a few minutes. See the modular Z1 Z2 is 2 square root of 2. We can multiply now. Argument is Z1 Z2. Add the arguments 30 and 45. That is 75. Therefore, the modular Z1 divided then modular Z1 divided by Z2 equal 2 divided by square root of 2. Argument, the difference is Z1 argument is Z1 minus argument is Z2. That's 15 degrees. That this is the method. If you want to find out what is Z1, Z2 and Z1 divided by Z2, use this formula every time. I think this is not the formula. 1 upon square root of 2. That's are not given because we have done this similar one earlier. The only thing we have to highlight here is Z1 is Z2, modular value and argument. You know the modular value of Z1, you know the modular value of Z2, argument also we can. Then you can calculate Z1 is Z2 easily without multiplying. Then by this time you can be able to understand what I am telling you. Several times I mentioned. You cannot multiply the two complex numbers in Cartesian form to get the polar form. Difficult. Then calculate the using formula. What is the modular Z1 Z2 equal modular Z1 multiplied by modular Z2. Z1 Z2. I made that different notation used here. Remember earlier used the absolute mark there. Now use the modular term there. No problem. But you get the 2 square root of the product. Argument is Z1 Z2 equal addition of the different arguments, 2 arguments. That is 75. 30 plus 45. When it comes to the division, modular is Z1 divided by modular Z2. That is 2 divided by square root of 2 divided by 2. Then the arguments are argument is Z1 minus argument is Z2. Now you can write easily what is Z1 Z2 and Z1 divided by Z2 because we know the modular value and the argument. Let us, for example, what is the modular value Z1 Z2? 2 square root of 2. Argument 75. Then you can write the complex number. What is the complex number? 2 square root of 2 cos 75 plus j sin 75. What will be the other one? Z1 divided by Z2. Modular value is square root of 2 by 2 cos 15 plus j sin 15. You see the next slide, the answers are. That's not given, but you can easily understand. There was a question of 6 part. I can't remember the question. I think the convert to the Cartesian form, simple, right? Converting Cartesian form, nothing, not difficult. Just use the value cos 60 half, sin 60 square root of 2 by 3. Then you get this answer. Here cos 90 0, sin 91, and this one. The question is, you want to convert the complex to Cartesian. Here cos minus theta is a cos theta, sin minus theta minus sin theta. Then cos 3 pi by mean minus cos pi by 4. Other one is minus sin pi by 4. Then this become plus. Finally, answer you get cos pi by 4 1 upon square root of 3 minus 3 plus j3 minus 3 plus j3. You have to remember this, how to calculate. If you remember, if you don't know the values, you can use the calculator, no problem. You use the calculator, and then in that case, you get the answers in near decimal places, right? In this question, the complex numbers are given in R theta form. Plot on the Argand diagram. These are not difficult things. You can do it easily. Let us see with that. These are the complex numbers on the Argand diagram. See, 4,1. That is 4,1. This is 1. This is 4,1. Red color, you see the argument, 4 positions. Argument is 0. That is on the x-axis. Second one, 3, pi by 2. That is this one. Z2. Modular value 3, 1, 2, 3. Modular value. Argument pi by 2, 90 degrees. This angle 90 degrees. Z3, 2, minus pi by 2. Modular value 2. Angle other way, minus pi by 2. Remember, when the complex number given in polar form, you can plot it. Question number 4, 3, pi by 3. This is 3, distance 3. Angle 60, pi by 3. This angle is 60. Other one is 2, 5. 2, 5 pi by 3 mean 300 degrees. 300 mean other way minus 60, right? Other way, this is the Argand diagram. These are the complex number. Calculate Z multiplied by Z1, Z multiplied by Z2. Same. You know what is complex number? 1, pi by 2. 1, pi by, how to do this one? See the answers. Z1, 90. Z1, 4, 2. What is Z1, Z2? This is interesting. See? Modular value 1. Argument 90. Z1 is modular value 4. Argument 0. When you multiply, modular value will be multiplied. 4 times 1, 4. Angles will be added together. 90 plus 0, that is 90. That's the modular Z1, Z2 is 4, 90. You can calculate. Even here also you can see. But is then Z, every time remember Z is a 1, 90. Z2, 3, 90. That's given earlier, right? Z3, 390. If you multiply, modular values are multiplied. 3 times 1, 1. Angle will be added. 90 plus 90, 180. This is Z1, Z2. See here. Z1, Z2. Then the what is Z1, Z3? Z3. 190 and 2 minus 90. If you multiply the modular values, 1 times 2, 2. Add the argument, 90 minus 90, 0. Z1, Z3 is here. Actually, here also finally you see the what will happen. Complex number rotates 90 degrees. Complex number rotates 90 degrees because this complex number 1, pi by 2 mean. What is this 1, pi by 2 mean? Modular value 1 cos pi by 2 sin pi by j sin by 2 cos pi by 2 0 j sin pi by 2 1. Actually this complex number Z mean I. Remember. Also can remember this is the Z complex number. This polar form no, but in Cartesian form that is I. That is I. That's what when you multiply the any complex number given Z1, Z2, Z3 here by I, each complex number rotates 90 degrees left hand side. That's what it shows. Right? Z1, Z2, Z1, Z2 here. No? 90 degrees rotate Z1. This is Z1. This is Z1. Rotate and get the Z1, Z2. Similarly, all other same. See the Z1 is Z4. Modular value you can multiply. Argument can be added. 90 plus 60, 150. That we use that formula. Then plot it on the Argand diagram. Again, you see that because of this is I, again, every complex number rotate by 90 degrees. Same. I think these things are straightforward. I'm not going to give any solutions here, I think. So complex equations, some of the complex equations, maybe one or two, right? We have very close to finish now, this session. See, this is another example. Use the formula, complex equations. Simplify and you get the 1 plus j3, 1 minus j30. We have done similar one earlier. Again, you know that when ABC are not real, these are not complex conjugate of each other. Similar one we did remember. Alpha, beta. You want to calculate the roots are given. You want to calculate the formula. Get the formula. Add the roots. Get the multiplication of the roots. One is 4, other one is 9. The equation. This one. Z squared minus 4z plus 9. And the solutions are not given at this stage, right? It's up to you. You can do some of the things. You can do it. It's not necessary, right? The solution are, some of the solutions are not given. I think this speech, I think this slide. Yeah. Okay, we winding up the session.